What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning The Dr. Vibe Show. I have hosted and produced over 2,000 epic conversations over the last 10 years. And what makes our conversations epic? We don't do interviews. We do conversations. What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe again. And we've had some challenges trying to get this epic conversation going, but we are going to stay persistent and consistent in regards to this. I am Dr. Vibe. I'm host and producer of the award-winning The Dr. Vibe Show. I'm also a certified empowerment coach, president and CEO of Express Your Vibe Coaching Communications. And we are live here on March 18th, speaking with Rodney Kellum of Speak Life International. He took a week off, and rightfully so, last week. But most Sunday evenings for the next little while, we'll have Rodney here sharing some of his messages from his Speak Life platform, his series. The first 3 weeks were spent on new fathers and giving some good thought process and suggestions for new fathers. And now we're going into another level of the Speak Life International. So, Rodney, thanks so much for your patience. How's everything going today?
It's going wonderful, and I want to say thank you to Dr. Vibe for providing a platform for me to speak life into his audience and all those that are tuning in, watching live and on replay. So thank you, Dr. Vibe.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Also know I'm a certified empowerment coach, president and CEO of Express Your Vibe Coaching Communications. And remember, the Dr. Vibe Show is the home of epic conversations and is the place for epic conversations. So a few weeks ago, we closed the door on the Speak Life New Fatherhood series. Now you're going into a faith series. So it's all yours, my man.
So faith is a very important factor when you're going after your dreams, vision, and purpose. And one of my favorite speakers I love to listen to and watch online is Les Brown, Mamie Brown's baby boy. And he talked about his journey when he began pursuing becoming a public speaker, a motivational speaker. Anytime he'd be motivated, his negative self-talk would begin. He'd say he can, but his upbringing and his background, his poverty, memories would always kick in. No, you can't. You ain't got the money. You don't have the college degree. He says this every time he tells his story. And what he continually shares is that you have to get so much positivity in you that you drown out the negative self-talk. And so the main three components I'm going to share with you tonight, as my 1-year-old invades,
there you go,
is I can, I will, and I am. And the first part, I can, deals with what I was talking about with Les Brown's story about that negative self-talk, is that you may be ready to pursue a vision, a dream, a passion, or your purpose, and all you can think about is why you can't, why you haven't. All these things that have maybe been ingrained in you from friends and foes and family, blood and not blood, of you can't do this, you're not smart enough, you don't have the money, you don't have the education, you don't have the training. But I'm here to tell you, if you have a vision, the kind of vision that never dies, the kind of vision that wakes you up out of your sleep at night, those are the kind of things that are part of your God-given purpose. Now, I'm a Christian man. I know everybody here may not be a Christian man. But one thing is for sure. The theme of faith and applied faith goes across every belief system, every spectrum. If you look at the books like, of course, the Bible, but books like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, the secret is faith. Believing what you haven't seen yet. Believing what hasn't come to fruition yet. And that is the source of, or the meaning of, I can. To begin your faith journey towards your purpose and your passion and the reason why you're here on earth, which I say you're here on earth on purpose for a purpose, is that you're here on purpose for a purpose. And the first step is to believe you can. So if you have a pen and paper, if you have a notepad on your computer, make sure you write these things down. I can. Every time that you see that vision pop up in your mind and that negative self-talk begins to invade, bad memories, voices that are naysayers pop up, tell yourself you can. You have to practice this and do this on a daily, sometimes multiple times a day, to begin to trick your brain into believing it can. Alexander the Great conquered what he thought was the world at that time because he wouldn't allow anybody to tell him he could not. The man conquered the world because he believed he could. All right? So first step, I can. The second step is I will. When you have it inside of you that you know and believe that you can achieve that vision, that purpose, that passion that's on the inside of you, that you know that you cannot leave this earth until it is done, you must move towards the second step, which is I will. And in order to do an I will, get into the mode of I will, you have to develop a plan. You have to develop a plan. So I'm going to take a chance here tonight. I'm going to let you in on my current I will, and an I am, if it wants to that point. But with the purpose or the passion and the vision of Speak Life Inspirational Speaking, and Dr. Vibe was a little prophetic tonight. He called it Speak Life International. I received that, Dr. Vibe.
Well, you know what? When I started my journey online, I didn't think about my local area. I thought global. So I always like to think bigger than where I am.
And great minds do think alike, because the purpose of Speak Life Inspirational Speaking, the vision, is to speak life into people not only in the United States, but around this globe, helping people go from motivation to inspiration. I truly believe once you tap into your inspiration, those things that fire that never dies, you have no choice but to realize your dreams. So tonight I'm letting you in on a little bit of my vision. So I began to write down last year, my plan for Speak Life Inspirational Speaking. And that's to have at least 3 speaking engagements a month. That is to do this around the globe. I wrote these things down several times in several iterations. And I'll get to the fruit in just a minute, but if you do not write it down, there's no materialization of your I can, that vision. I forget how the whole structure goes, but it starts with the idea or the vision. Then you write it down, it becomes real. And then once you see it, action begins to happen. So in order to make Speak Life, the vision of Speak Life begin to happen, last year, so 2017, I began calling people, researching online, that were in the niche of those that I wanted to serve, which were predominantly men, predominantly fathers. And I started connecting with groups and organization and people that served the people that I wanted to serve. All right? So I wrote it down, and I said, by this time, I will do such and such. By this time, I will do such and such. And by putting deadlines on these things, I no longer could say one day. One day is a bad excuse. One day might as well be a curse word that you may never share with yourself again. Because when you say one day, you're giving yourself an excuse to procrastinate, or even I like to call it slow procrastinate, right? So I can and I will. And because I wrote these things down, because I took action, because I had a plan, I'm realizing what I call the third part of faith, the I am. All right, let that resonate. I am. So if you ever watch those talent shows where people like American Idol and The Voice, and they do those little background videos where the person comes from, and they say, hey, I'm Sue Joe from Nashville, and I'm an aspiring singer. And they're in the beginning stages of their journey. They haven't realized it yet. They have the I can, they have the I will, because they were willing to stand in line to audition, right? What I'm telling you is because, and I only can share my personal experiences. I can only share with the passion that I have what I know works, right? Have always had this burning passion to help other people, to inspire other people, to give back, to serve, to travel the world, to create a wonderful life for my family. But I had to put things into action. Because I reached out a year ago, I now have an event coming up in a couple of months with an organization in my area that serves families. It's a joint effort. It's a collaboration. And I get to serve my market. I get to serve those that I'm called to serve, which are men, which are fathers, which are those that need inspiration. And I'm experiencing my I am. All right? This took way longer than it should have, but it is happening. Once I really started listening to those that had the blueprint, like Les Brown, like Miles Monroe, like reading the Bible, like people that really know and have experienced becoming the I am of what they were put on this earth to be, I said, I've got to do it. I cannot leave this earth. I cannot live another year. I cannot live another month without pursuing and realizing my purpose and my passion. Some people, their purpose, their passion, their vision is to cook. Some people, their purpose, their passion, their vision is to teach. Some people, their purpose, their passion, their vision is to make a whole lot of money. But you have to realize that the moment you understand that it's not about you is when you become powerful. When the I am becomes realized. I am this thing that God put me on this earth to be. I believe it and I see it and I'm operating in it. It's a very rewarding feeling that cannot be substituted by any substance on this earth. I'm going to recap this really quick. I'm going to say the three main things that it takes to realize your vision, your purpose, your passion is believing that you can. Writing down a plan and putting it into action. I will. Not one day, but I will. Once you put that purpose, that plan into action, put work behind those words, those written words, those spoken words, you'll become an I am. You begin living out your dream, your purpose, your passion, your vision. I know we sort of kept it short tonight, but sometimes it doesn't take a long time to impress upon you why you're here on this planet, on purpose, for a purpose. You've got something great in you. I like to tell people that it's time to begin rejecting mediocrity with those words like one day, maybe, I'll try. And embrace your greatness and say, I can, I will, I am, that greatness that is innate within you that no one else can do but you. No one else can do but you. You may not be great at it now, but it's worth it. Well, it's worth it. And somebody said, if there's something on the inside of you, it's worth doing bad in the beginning until you can do it greatly. I know I paraphrased, it might have messed up a little bit, but I hope that you understand and you receive what I'm impressing upon you tonight, is that some of these three components of faith are vital to get over that negative self-talk, to get over procrastination, and to realize why you're here, and to put it in action. I love to quote Dr. Miles Monroe, who says, the most wealthy place on the planet Earth isn't a bank, isn't an educational institution, isn't Wall Street. It's actually the grave. Because the grave is where many great ideas, great inventions, books, recipes, and solutions have went and become buried because somebody was not willing to share it with the world. Don't be selfish today. Don't be selfish another day of your life. Share your passion, your gift, your vision, your purpose with someone and with the world. I'd like to say thank Dr. Vibe for giving me a platform to share this message with you. And I'd like to say thank you for your most valuable commodity on earth, which is your time. Because once you give it away, you can never get it back. Remember to embrace your greatness, reject mediocrity, and embrace your greatness, and move from motivation to inspiration. God bless you and thank you.
Just there's a few things I just add on to what Rodney is sharing. For me, it's all in always trying to move forward, because as I tell people, I'd rather be dead than bored. Right? And I think also what comes into play too is, I'm just paraphrasing, someone's two most significant days in your life was the day you're born and the day you find out your purpose. And if you don't know your purpose, ask someone who you respect, because there may be people out there that know more about you than you do, or have talents, see talents that you don't even know about yourself. But I definitely say challenge yourself, because at the end of the day, you're either going to be your best friend or your worst enemy. at the end of the day. So there's more I could add, but the real star is making noise in the background in Rodney's house. So we're going to leave it at that. But again, Rodney, if people want to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
All right, so I have a wonderful new email for you people out there. If you're interested in booking me for your engagement as the keynote speaker, as an additional speaker, email me at rodney@speaklife.online. That's rodney@speaklife.online. You can also reach out to me at speaklife.online, my website. You can find me on Facebook of Rodney Kellum of Speak Life, and I'm online on many platforms, and my 1-year-old is invading, at Fatherpreneur, like entrepreneur with a father in the front.
One other quick question, Rodney, before the real star really gets into our conversation. How did you keep focused in those 3 stages in regards to getting that first speaking engagement?
So, I know you guys hear my children, but
it's okay.
When my son was born, my son is 9, he'll be 10 in November. The day he was born was an eye-opening day for me. And then secondarily, the day that I chose him over my job, I was forced to choose him over what I thought was my dream job, was the day that fatherpreneurship was born, which is how I make fatherhood my business. Everything that I do is for the purpose of being present and engaged with them, even when it takes me away from them. The purpose of it all. And so that's when I found my inspiration. A motivation is, hey, I want to lose 5 pounds so I look good in my swimsuit. Inspiration is, I'm not going to die of diabetes, obesity, or heart disease. That's an inspiration. That's never going to die until you do, right? But I hope you understand that. So when it comes time when the multitude of distractions come, when life hits, when sick children come, when layoffs, let goes, and getting fired comes, which I've been through all of these things, and then some, the inspiration never lets you quit. That's why you must get out of your vocabulary, I'll try, someday, when I, even words like it's just and a little. When you know these things are the destructors to your progress, you have to make a decision. A person with a made-up mind is one of the most dangerous people on earth. When you have a made-up mind, there's nothing that's going to stop you. So when I had to go through fighting that negative self-talk, it had to be a daily thing because I understood why and who I was doing it for. When I had to find time to write this thing down and become a plan and who to reach out to and find phone numbers and emails, I remembered my who and my why I was doing it for. When it became time to start to walk in this thing, when I didn't always have all the funding, when I didn't have, the building, when I didn't have the right partnerships, I knew that I had to walk in this thing and present myself as somebody that was of value because I had something to add to a mission and to a reason why they were doing it. And so when those distractions come, remember your why and your who. I describe it as your motivation and your inspiration. Remember those things when the distractions come.
Yeah, well, and that's another thing I say. When you know your why, everything else becomes easy. So, on that note, we're going to leave it off. It is Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe show. As always, I like to say you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. Know that the Dr. Vibe Show is the home of epic conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations. I'd like to thank everyone who jumped on via Periscope. I see you. I saw some of you. DJ Face Music, thank you for stopping by. I didn't see who else was dropping by because maybe I'm not following you. But hey, let's thank you so much for stopping by. It's also streaming live on the YouTube channel. So, little rundown about myself. If you want to watch replays of my epic YouTube conversations, go to YouTube, put in the space dr period space VIBE space SHOW. Then you can also catch replays of my audio conversations, epic conversations at the website, the drvibeshow.com. Also at Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, Google Play Music Store, and iHeartRadio. You can catch selected audio replays at thegoodmenproject.com and also at WJMS Radio out of New York. Also know I'm a certified empowerment coach and president and CEO of Express Your Vibe Coaching and Communications. If you'd like a complimentary 30-minute empowerment session, please touch base with me. Twitter at drvibeshow. You can email me, dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. And also, you can go to the website, scroll to the top, and click on Contact Dr. Vibe Show. Gives you ways you can touch base with me directly. Also, I am the brand ambassador for the only online magazine dedicated to African Americans in food, wine, and travel. The name of the magazine is Cuisine Noir Magazine. The website address is cuisinenoirmag.com. I've also provided a service called Getting Media Coverage, where I help businesses and entrepreneurs get media promotion so they can elevate their business. And finally, you can catch me on Friday mornings at 7:25 Eastern Time AM on WURD out of Philadelphia. They're AM and FM in Philadelphia on the radio. Also, their website. You can listen to the station via the app. Their app at the Apple iStore or at the Google Play Store. I'm one of the panelists on a weekly segment called The Week That Was, which is hosted by Christopher Flood, the drummer Norris, and Ike Raw. And what we do there is we look at the stories that got a lot of coverage and some stories that should have received more coverage during the week. So that's it. As always, I'd like to say thanks again, everyone who watched live via YouTube or live via Periscope. And hey, shout yourself out or say hello so I can give you a shout out live during the epic conversations. 3 last things. Live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Also, sometimes you have to get smaller to get stronger. And finally, block assumptions. So catch us next week, 7 p.m. We're a little bit delayed tonight, some technical issues, but we got it done. And remember, don't get good, get done. God bless, peace be well, keep the faith, and as we like to say, walk good. Good night, everyone. What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning The Dr. Vibe Show. I have hosted and produced over 2,000 epic conversations over the last 10 years. And what makes our conversations epic? We don't do interviews. We do conversations.